I would love to learn a little bit more about your origin story. How did you get involved in the service industry? How did you become an investor? Like how did that leap happen?
Yeah, it's kind of funny when I tell people this because I feel like it never makes sense. But I actually went to school and started working in the traditional corporate world as an accountant. I was working in a private sector, working with accountants, and working at businesses. And one thing I remember is like one day I was looking at some of the financial statements that we're preparing, and I saw a payout to the owners, and it was like $70,000, and I was like, they're making like 70 grand in a quarter. I was like, that's like my salary in just 3 months. This is crazy. So that was the instant where I was like, okay, I really do have to start making like some moves to become a business owner because that's where all the cash really resides. And at that time, we were actually, me and my wife found out we were pregnant with our first baby. So I was like, what a better time to just sprinkle on a little bit more stress and just
Right.
go through life full of stress. And so I I actually started doing some marketing help for other companies. I know it's a big jump from accounting to marketing, but I understood the principles of marketing, and I knew how to do campaigns in a very seamless manner and was
Like
really good at.
Google Ads campaigns, Facebook
Yeah,
campaigns.
yeah, just like pure lead generation campaigns. And so I was just like a hired mercenary where I just go out and do those lead generation campaigns. I wasn't necessarily the best on like overall strategy, but I could get the results for those campaigns. And so I was able to build this business up, and kind of through the process, um, I was working with a lot of home service companies because obviously I want to maximize my customers' return on acquisition. And, working with a roofer, it's like, well, if they close one of my jobs, they more than double pay for what they're paying me. And so that's how
Absolutely.
I can have the maximum impact for them. And so working with these and again finding out how much money is like on the ownership side of these service companies, I was like, okay, interesting. But it took me a while. I actually went into a different business venture and failed miserably. And then I was kind of left, and I was like, well, do I build up my marketing company still? Like, what should I do? And it was at that point where I was like, no, I, I, I see where an opportunity lies with these service companies to A, help people that are getting ready to retire or want to retire and just don't know how, and then being able to go in and put in a new system in place so that it helps reach more customers. And so I made a decision. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start looking for businesses to buy. So I started going through like seven or eight, and I was like, okay, I can spot a good deal. From my accounting days, I understood like how to read the financials, and I could spot like irregularities and like all of this stuff. And you know what? I actually found a deal, and I was like, this is crazy good. I mean, the company was doing 400,000. It was healthy. It was in a good location, and that kind of was like the first step into this world. And then from there, like I said, it's just evolved where now we're doing it at a higher scale, and we're doing it nationwide. And so really kind of a interesting story with a lot of different kind of backgrounds, but that's really how I ended up where I'm at now.
That's fascinating.